there, welcome to my channel. I'm Sarah with Jujubee Crafts and More. Thanks so much for stopping by. And if you're new here, welcome. I hope that you'll hit the subscribe button and stick around a while. Today's projects are 4 amazing Dollar Tree transformations. For our first project, we're going to take one of these small shadow boxes from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to give it 2 coats of the plaster from Waverly Chalk paint. Next, we're going to take 2 of these tumbling tower blocks and we're going to glue them together just as you see here. You'll need 8 sets of these all together. Setting 4 of them aside, we're going to take 4 of them and we're going to glue 2 groups together to create a longer piece. I'm going to use my Aleene's tacky glue for this, but you could definitely use hot glue or wood glue for this as well. I would be careful with hot glue, but the wood glue would work just as well as the Aleene's. After I get these all attached, I'm going to give them 2 coats of the Waverly plaster as well, along with the smaller pieces. So then I'm going to flip my box over and I'm going to attach my legs. I am using hot glue and the Aleene's tacky glue here, but just skip that and go straight to super glue. Whatever this box is made out of, that wood glue or the hot glue would not attach, and so I ended up having to take all these legs off and just use the super glue anyway. So skip the hot glue and just go straight to super glue. Next, we're going to attach our back pieces. So I am going to use the hot glue and the Aleene's tacky glue to attach these, and that worked just fine for the top of this. So then I wanted to give this that more rustic feel, and so I'm taking some of the Waverly Chalk paint in Elephant, Mineral, and the Waverly Antique Wax, and I'm just going to do a dry brush technique all over this little chair. Now I do end up changing my mind on this and creating more of a shabby chic look, but if you like that farmhouse feel, this is how you would create that same kind of look. So then I wanted to create like more interest to the back of my chair here. So I'm taking a dowel and I'm cutting down 2 pieces that'll fit in between those tumbling tower blocks. I'm using hot glue here, but if you definitely want this to stick and be like, you know, super long term, use wood glue here for sure. And then I'm just going to use a little wood glue or hot glue to attach, you know, like reinforce the back there. So I wasn't real happy with the way that the Waverly Antique Wax looked on top of this chair. So I'm just going to take some more of the plaster and I'm just going to dry brush over all of the surfaces just to kind of soften it up a little bit and give it that more, well, like a soft feel. I just didn't like that really super brown color. So you can just play with your paint, you know, just try different techniques and different things. And if you don't like it, you just paint over it and start over. It's just paint and it's not a big deal. You just keep trying until you get what you like. So here is where I decide to go with a more shabby chic look. I'm taking some Craft Smart paint in the color, I think it's called Ocean Breeze. I'll leave in my description box all the products that I use with the colors of paints that I use as well. But I'm just going to dry brush this all over my little chair. And then I'm going to take the Waverly Chalk paint in Ballet Slipper and I'm going to go over the top of all the surfaces. So I wanted to create a little more interest to my piece. So I'm taking some of these flat back pearls and I'm just going to give them a coat of the Waverly ballet slipper. These originally were a little too shiny for me and a little too purple. So this is a good way to customize the color that you want. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I'm obsessed with these rub-on transfers, and here I am using them again. So I'm just going to cut out some bits and pieces from this set that I really liked, and then I'm going to use 3 of these roses from this set. Once I get them transferred onto my chair, I am going to dry brush with the ballet slipper over the top of all the transfers that I put onto my chair. And that just gives it that more antiqued old, you know, like that it's been worn and shabby look. And I do end up adding some bits to the front legs and to the back there as well. So then once I get all of my transfers on, I'm going to take my flat back pearls and I'm going to peel them off of the plastic here. And I'm going to add them along the edge of my chair. I thought this kind of looked like furniture tacks, and I thought it was really cute. And like I said before, you can customize this to any color theme or scheme that you use in your home. You could create whatever kind of chair you want. Next, I found this little chipboard piece that I had in my stash. It's just a little heart from like a Heidi Swap sticker set. And I'm just going to use my finger to just kind of dab on, yeah, that's the word I'm looking for, dab on this ballet slipper onto this piece. Next, I'm going to take some jute twine and I'm going to create a hanger for my little heart. It's going to be like a little charm for my chair. And then I'll use a little hot glue on the back just to really make sure that this is attached well. Once that glue is set, I'm going to add it to my chair. Now it was kind of sticking up a little bit, so I am going to add just a teeny tiny bit of glue to attach it to my chair. And here is a look at how it turned out. I think this is so cute. This would be perfect for a tier tray and or just for a little set around somewhere. I love it. I think it's just adorable. So for our second DIY, we are going to create a little house, but we're going to start off with one of these Dollar Tree wall stickers. This was one that just said, I can't remember what it said. The secret ingredient is always love or something like that. And so I'm just cutting out the words so that I can create my own little saying and put it where I want them. Next, I'm going to create my little house here. Now, you could probably use one of the Dollar Tree houses if you can find them. I can never find them at my Dollar Tree, so this is just my way of creating one of those little houses. So I'm just taking a plaque from Easter and I'm just going to measure out how tall I want it. And that's kind of the nice thing about this, is that you can customize this to whatever size you need or want. So I am basically just taking my stickers and I am creating the piece to fit what I need. And I'll leave, in my description box below, I'll leave all the measurements. But yeah, you can create this to be whatever size you want. And then once I get it all drawn out, I'm going to take my box knife and I'll just go over each of those lines, not that straight line. That I was like, don't go over that straight line, but all of the outside lines. And I'm just going to cut this out with my box knife. Then I'll give this 2 coats of the Waverly agave. Next, I found this little crate and it ended up working perfectly for this piece. I did not intend for it to be here, but it's just one of those things that worked out. So I gave it one coat of crimson. Next, I wanted to create my sides. Now, you'll see me measuring out my sides first. Do not do that. Measure out your top pieces first and then your side pieces. So once I get them all cut with my miter box and saw, I am just going to give this a coat of the Waverly Antique Wax with a baby wipe. And I'll do that to all of 4 pieces. And then I'm going to dry brush a little bit of that antique wax all over my crate and my little house. Next, we're going to assemble. So first we're going to take our crate and we're going to add that to our house first. I'm just going to add some Aleene's tacky glue in the middle, and then I'll add some hot glue to the sides so that it will stick quickly with the hot glue, and then that Aleene's tacky glue will set eventually and create a nice strong hold. Then we're going to add our side pieces. Now, like I said before, actually you'll want to do your top pieces first and then your side pieces. So this was just a little bit too big. Like the crate and the house didn't quite match up. So I'm just adding a little bit of wood here to create like a shim. And then I'm just going to hot glue my pieces on. And I'll just secure the back with a little bit of hot glue and a popsicle stick. And these are just the 5-gallon paint stir sticks that you can get from Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's. Any of those places are usually about 3 for 98 cents or so. Now, because I did the top last, there was a space in between my my house and the roof. So I'm going to take some of this smaller nautical rope from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to go around the edges to kind of hide those gaps. So if you do your top first and then your sides, you probably won't have those gaps, and then you can either add the nautical rope or not, depending on what you like. So then I'm going to add my words to my sign. I ended up doing it this way, where I put the love is always the on the back of the house, and then secret ingredient on the little crate. And then I'm going to take some of the bits and pieces from the original stickers, and I'm just going to cut out some pieces to embellish my box and my little house here. So really you can just do whatever you like to make it your own, and to, you know, you can add any of these pieces that you'd like. Next, I'm going to put some floral foam in the bottom of my little crate here so that I can add some flowers. This will be a little planter box. And I'm just going to hot glue those down. So I did end up adding some florals from Michael's and a little bit of greenery from Walmart. I love how this turned out. I think it is so cute. This could be hung on a wall or just set on a counter or someplace. So for our third DIY, we're going to take some of these bowls, and I purchased these from the party section at Dollar Tree, and a sheet of red tissue paper. Now, I know that this isn't going to be everybody's cup of tea, but you can definitely customize these to fit your decor however you'd like. I happen to like color, and I love whimsy, and so these pieces to me are just adorable, and I love how they turned out. But again, I know not everybody's going to think this is totally cute or want them in their house. So anyhow, I'm just going to add some Mod Podge to the outside of my bowls, and then I'm going to add the red tissue paper right on top of the bowl. I did add a little bit of water with this spray just to help push the paper down onto the bowls. So this will be wrinkly, just know that. There's probably no way to really get around that with the shape of the bowl and stuff, but for me that is okay. And like I said, there are so many different colors of tissue papers and napkins. You could do like the Mackenzie Childs napkins on this, and it would be so cute if you are into that, or whatever you like, man. I think the possibilities are endless for this. So then I'm going to take my 1-inch circle punch, and I'm going to create some circles with white tissue paper, and then I'll also cut out some smaller pieces with my scissors. Next, I'm going to take one of these emergency candles from the Dollar Tree. This is just a battery powered little light, and I'm going to wrap the whole outside of the candle with this white jute twine that I picked up from Walmart. Now you could definitely use just regular jute twine for this. Toadstools do have a white base, but I think it would look cute as well with the brown twine. So if you don't have the white, just use the brown if you'd like. And I'm just going to wrap the base as well. I did end up hot gluing the base of the candle into the stand. So then we're just going to screw it together, and you'll see that it just looks pretty seamless. And if you want to use a little bit of a flame to get all the little fuzzies off, then you can definitely do that too. I'm going to take one of these little containers from Crafter Square, and I'm going to use my glue gun, and I'm going to create a big hole in the middle of this piece. Now, if you have a drill, that might be a little bit easier, but I just wanted to create a hole big enough that it could fit on top of the little candle piece. Next, I'm just going to kind of tear out the extra tissue paper inside, and then I'm just going to Mod Podge that down so that it lays nice and flat. Then we're going to hot glue this piece onto our bowl. And here is our little toadstool candle. I love these. I think they're adorable, and I can't wait to decorate with them for summer. I feel like this will be totally perfect for my summer decor, and I love them. So for our fourth and final DIY, this is a pretty simple one. However, I do have to tell you, this was very tedious and time consuming. So I'm taking one of these square jars from the Dollar Tree that has like the waffle print on it. And here I'm showing you that I've just got a pen with this is like dental wax. This came from my daughter. She's got braces. And so I just took some of her dental wax and I put it on the end of this pen so that I can easily pick up these little tiny pearls and put them onto the jar. So this is one of these sheets of tiny pearls. They are actually all attached together, so you got to cut them apart. So they're on a sticky back, and I'm just going to cut this portion off, and then I'm going to tear off the pearls, but I wanted to make sure that the sticky part of it stays on. Like, I want to separate the sticky part from the pearls. So I'm just taking the sticky part off, and then I'll cut each of these apart individually. Like I said, this was very time consuming, but you know, it was monotonous and just one of those things that you can do while you watch YouTube, or you know, your favorite show, or listen to your favorite book, or whatever you want to do. So then I'm going to take my little my homemade jewel picker and I'm going to grab one of those little pearls, and you can see that it's on the end of this little stick here, and then I'm going to add hot glue to the back of the pearl, not to the glass jar, because if you add it to the glass jar, the glue will cool too quickly and then it won't stick to your pearl. So put the glue on the pearl, and then you're going to put it onto your jar. And I just put these in like where the yeah, where it all crosses over, that's where I put these pearls. And I did that to each side. Next, I'm going to take my hot glue, or my heat tool here, and I'm just going to run it over my jar just to get rid of all of the little webs from the hot glue, because it did create a little bit of a mess when you're gluing these all together. Next, I'm going to take the Waverly Chalk paint in the color Plaster, and I'm just going to give this an easy coat all over this jar. I wasn't too worried about coverage. I kind of wanted it to look rustic and worn, and so I wasn't worried about 100% coverage here. And I'll do that to all the sides. And then I'm going to take the Waverly Agave, and I'm going to dry brush over all of my little pearls just to bring out that texture. And then I'm going to take a chippy brush and some elephant, and I'm just going to kind of dry brush over the top of all of the sides of this jar, just to kind of age it up a little bit. And then I do end up going over it with a little bit of the plaster, just to soften up that gray a little bit. And yeah, so I'm just kind of playing with it until I get it to where I like it. And that is pretty much it for this project. I did put one of these little star jar toppers from the Dollar Tree on this jar. I thought it turned out so cute. And I did end up adding a real candle to the inside of this, but you could totally use just a regular little battery operated tea light in here as well. So here is a look at how it turned out. I think this is really cute, and I love how it lights up when you've got a candle in it. So that's all I have for you today. Let me know in the comments down below which project was your favorite, and I hope that you liked this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope you have a happy, healthy, and blessed day, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!